Roll.
Unity passports could speed up return to work after COVID-19. And this case, this report coming from The Guardian about a week ago, this case, they're not talking about immunity passports to travel internationally. No, this is to go to work, to access public transit, to do anything in the public sphere is going to require an immunity passport to show that you've got the antibodies or you've got the vaccine. If you've taken the vaccine, you'll get your immunity passport and you'll be allowed to travel, to work, to make money in order to put food on your family's table. So it's completely opt-in, guys. You can choose if you want to do this. It's just if you want access to anything in the public sphere, you're going to have to take the shot. So you see how this is starting to become a world not just of borders between nations, but borders within nations, internal checkpoints, and complete tracking and surveillance of everything you do, everywhere you go, everyone that you talk to, everything that you purchase, every moment of your life detailed and laid bare for these apps to track in order to make sure you're not spreading any diseases. Of course, it's for the public good. And if you think this sounds like nightmare dystopian science fiction that is still somewhere off in the distance, no, it is happening right now.
In Hangzhou, to enter a tower block, you need to have your temperature taken and registered. And you must have an app on your phone into which you input your name, temperature, recent travel, and ID number. The information generates a color code.
In Hangzhou, to go out of the community or to public activities, you need to have a green code. This green, yellow or red code is automatically decided through the system. It uses big data to decide whether you've been to affected districts or come into contact with those people.
But what if you're well and get a red code anyway? This man says he's self-isolated while visiting Anhui province near Wuhan and back home in Shanghai. But there's no way to challenge the technology.
Our office building here, you need to register. You need to show the code to demonstrate that you're healthy. So when I was red, there was no way I could go to the office and work. I didn't do anything. Then after 2 or 3 days, I looked and suddenly it was green. I don't know why, but I think that although it's not really reasonable, it is still a preventative measure.
Yes, this is happening in the very model for the New World Order system as described by Rockefeller and others, George Soros and others who have described China as the heart or the engine of the New World Order on numerous occasions. It is held up as the model because this is exactly what the globalists want to enact in every country around the globe, a complete authoritarian regime that has total control, total surveillance over every aspect of its citizens' lives. That is the end goal, as I've described in great detail in my work over and over and over. Most recently, in the recent edition of this podcast on Globalization is Dead, Long Live the New World Order, where I described, yes, China and these other boogeymen that have been erected by the globalists to be the boogeymen of the 21st century are, of course, not actually going against the globalist system. They are all in on the globalist system, and they are pioneering and spearheading the technologies of enslavement that are coming to us all, including now, based on this coronavirus scare, of course, the apps that are tracking and tracing every movement of every citizen and assigning them a color code, a social credit type score. Green, yellow, or red, can you enter this area or not? Can you leave your house or not? Let's ask the app. The app will tell us, and we don't really know how it's making this decision, but anyway, if the government's doing it, it must be for the good.